All right, man, let's address it. At the time of this recording, man, the Giants do take on the Indianapolis Colts tomorrow with 2 games left in the season. If you've been subscribed to my channel, man, first of all, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, man. But if you've been subscribed, you know we've been talking about this team for a while. This team is probably going to lose out the rest of their games. And right now, they're sitting at the number 1, as I almost throw away my mic, number 1 overall pick. Now, if the Giants lose out, they'll stay at the number 1 overall pick. And it's looking like they're going to take a quarterback. But there are some people on this fan base that kind of want to trade back. They kind of don't feel comfortable with the quarterbacks that are sitting at number 1, which I'm going to be honest, that is not me. I'll set myself apart. That is not me. But some people are not too big on these 2 quarterbacks, and they're looking at possibly trading back. Now, we're going to sit here and we're going to assess what that means, what the Giants could be looking to do. And obviously, one of the biggest things is who's going to be making these decisions. Is it Joe Shane? Is it John Mara? Is it somebody outside of the organization that's not here right now? You know, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to turn around for this team in these next couple weeks. So make sure you stay in tune. I'm going to be covering that all through. Right now, I'm not going to lie. We're just waiting for these games to pass and see where the Giants end up to truly talk about this offseason. And I'm excited to see where the Giants are going to be heading in. I'm a little nervous, and I think we all can be a little nervous, but definitely make sure you're subscribed up and you're tuning in for these next coming videos because, like I said, we got a lot of franchise-altering decisions to make for this New York Giants team. But let's jump straight into it. Giants sitting at number 1. Why would you not want to pick at number 1? Now, Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward are the top 2 quarterbacks in this draft class. I don't think there's any debate when it comes to that. And ultimately, some people don't feel too inclined to take either one of them. Now, Shedeur Sanders, obviously, we know the stature that he brings, being, obviously prime son, Deion Sanders' son. And also, too, in this weak quarterback draft class compared to the past couple of years, you could argue that if Shedeur Sanders came out last year or Cam Ward came out last year, they're still being taken after guys like Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May. And sitting at number 1 overall, do you want to take a quarterback in that spot that maybe are you taking it just because we need one, or are you taking it because you believe in them? You know, that's the biggest thing. And when it comes down to the selection being made, that's what's going to be the decision for the front office. They're going to have to decide, are they willing to mortgage their future, take that quarterback at the first overall pick, and see where they head. In my opinion, I think that'll be the decision. But if you're interested in trading back, what could a trade back scenario look like? As you know, the Las Vegas Raiders are a team that look like they're interested in Shedeur Sanders. And they won this last game, which ultimately seems like they've given us the first overall pick. Maybe they're a team that's looking to trade up and possibly land that quarterback. What would the market look like? You have other teams like the Titans, the Browns, that are going to be looking to take a quarterback potentially, and the Giants could be in a position to do that. Now, if you're going this route and you're trading back with a team, obviously, you're looking to stockpile picks and potentially see where you're headed next year or even the following year to see where we're at with the quarterback. In my opinion, I think that's what makes it super risky, because how can you really bank on getting another quarterback next year? And even though we have to take a quarterback next year, you're going to be wanting to bring in a bridge quarterback to probably step in and hopefully keep this, team afloat, keep the franchise afloat. So people are exploring the times talking about Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins. Now, crazy to see, and who would have thought in 2024 going into 2025 we're talking about potentially Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold being on the New York Giants. I'm not on this board at all, and it's not even about the quarterbacks themselves. The truth is, how often are you going to see the New York Giants at the number 1 overall pick? And as much as people don't really like Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward, I think they kind of have some bias before that, before even thinking about that decision. So Sam Darnold or Kirk Cousins being on this team, why would the New York Giants do this? Why would they elect to try to go this route? Well, Sam Darnold is obviously having a resurgent career right now in this current year with the Minnesota Vikings under Kevin O'Connell. And Sam Darnold's looking to make a bag. He's probably going to be on the market, and a lot of people are going to covet him. People thought that Sam Darnold was done. I was on that bandwagon. I thought Sam Darnold was toast, but no discredit to him. I think Kevin O'Connell's doing a great job with Sam Darnold at the helm, and we've seen it with other guys last year that we thought, hey, maybe Nick Mullins is a starting caliber quarterback now, and all these other quarterbacks that played for the Vikings. Kevin O'Connell puts their quarterbacks in the best position to win, and credit to him. And I still think Sam Darnold is clearly not bad. No matter what you think about Sam Darnold under Kevin O'Connell, that team is rolling right now, and they're fighting for the number 1 seed in the NFC. And if you thought that was going to happen when we were playing the week 1, I would have told you were a liar. I would have told you were, and here we are. But Sam Darnold potentially making a lot of money for the New York Giants, in my opinion, it doesn't move the needle for me. You're not bringing a guy like that to win. And obviously people are talking about this team being a rebuild, not trying to win next year anyways. It just ultimately, I just feel like spending the resources on that type of quarterback when you can draft one this year makes no sense to me. Now, the other thing we have to talk about with potentially trading back, not only is it talking about the cap space, but also projecting for the following year, seeing what position you'll be in to draft a quarterback. Now, who's to say that the Giants will have this bad of a year, potentially one of the worst years we've ever seen in the 100 years of the New York Giants being around, and perfectly on time to have a season like this? Who's to say the Giants will be in a position to take a quarterback again? Let's be honest, man. Who's to say that? Because this team for these past couple years has put themselves behind the 8 ball and put themselves in positions that, hey, they're not necessarily in striking distance to make a run, and then they're also not bad enough to go take a quarterback. So why are we going to sit here and act like this team's going to be in a position to draft Arch Manning or whoever you want it to be this next following year? Now, this is not to kill anybody that feels like, hey, we should trade back, because trading back could potentially stack a lot of assets up and maybe you still land guys that you want. It might be better for the future of this team in terms of filling in all the gaps on this roster. But if there's anything I feel like we've been learning these past couple of years, and ultimately with the Giants team overall, you can put certain players in positions, fill out the roster however you want it, man. But the quarterback is the most important position on the field, and you need to get that right. Now, I'm not saying Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward are going to be the guys that turn this ship around. I sure hope so, but I'm not saying that they're guaranteed to do so. But I would definitely try to covet a new young quarterback, bring him in, potentially groom him into a better quarterback, and see what we have in a guy like that versus bringing in a bridge guy to set us up to be right in the middle of the pack and possibly not even end up with the quarterback that we want in the future. Sam Darnold's not a long-term plan. Kirk Cousins is definitely not a long-term plan. And in my opinion, I just rather roll with the punches and trying to draft a rookie quarterback, go through all those growing pains and see what we got with the guy in a couple of years. The Giants don't do this often. Now, this is the second quarterback we'll be looking to turn to post-Eli Manning era. And with having Eli Manning, man, we were spoiled. We were definitely spoiled when it came to Eli Manning, man. So overall, this is not an easy process for anyone. And the Giants aren't in familiar territory with this, but I definitely expect to potentially draft a quarterback with the #1 overall pick and see what we head with the future of that quarterback with this team. There's no reason for me to believe that trading back and trying to get another quarterback the next following year is going to work. The Giants never suck enough to draft #1. Let's not pass up on this opportunity. A lot of people will be looking at other teams. Hey, look at the Bears. The Bears had the #1 overall pick, traded back, got the #1 overall pick again, and still decided to draft the quarterback, and here we are. I mean, I'm not saying Caleb Williams is toast, but a lot has to go right for your trade back scenario to go in that direction. They were able to land the #1 overall pick twice. There's not a likely chance that the Giants are able to do that, pull that off. And, for the people that want to, entertain that idea, sure, go ahead. But I'll let you know right now, with John Mara potentially keeping Joe Schoen, I'm seeing is going to be Joe Schoen still on the team and Brian Daboll gone. Joe Schoen is definitely going to be drafting a quarterback. After what happened with Daniel Jones and, the quarterback situation right now, there's no scenario where I can envision if Joe Schoen is back on this team that he's keeping whatever he has, trading back and trying to get it with anybody else. I don't expect that to happen for Joe Schoen or even a new GM. A new GM coming in with the #1 overall pick. Do you expect him to trade back and try to go for a Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins? I don't see it. Y'all let me know how you feel about it down below, man. You let me know if you want to go that route. Once again, man, we got a lot of exciting things coming up in this offseason, and it sucks to say that it's the offseason. We're not even talking about the on-season, but you guys already know, man. Let's get through these next 2 games, see what the Giants are drafting, and the rest is about to kick off, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Hope you guys had a good holidays and a happy new year. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.